Hey folks, Cool18 here, welcome to another episode of Let's Play... I was gonna say European Universalis 4. You can tell what I've been recording lately. Let's play some more RIMWORLD, Awesome Androids Edition, as we expand our base. We're just gonna claim this whole area, and we're also reserving another room for some nuclear stuff, although I still have no idea what to expect from the RIM Atomics mod. But we are going to go ahead and biggen that and give us some more space to work with. So we'll see how that goes. Do I have power routing over there? Because it looks kind of like we don't. Indeed, we appear not to. I'm going to run a little bit of redundancy. Thank you very much for not taking my inputs. Mad ostriches. Or ostrich? Singular? Could be. I mean, the guns will just stop them, but I think we'll just go ahead and do this. Plus, it makes sure that no one's in a place where they're going to find themselves in trouble. Again, with the eating of inputs. If it really is just the one, this is going to be pretty easy. Alright. Well, a little bit more meat. It's going to be okay. So yeah, overkilled it on how many people I called. Then it probably, we could have just let them come in the front door. But I was worried that someone would be wandering outside and all of a sudden have a bad day. What are you? Oh, there were more ostriches over here. Oops. Okay, but you're not mad anymore. Although I don't like the fact that you're injured. Oh, are you down again from the blood? There we go. So you got up from the pain, and then fell down again from the lack of blood. Done and done. Ostrich meat sounds fine. Build, build, build. It is interesting. Do we not have a stockpile spot for kibble? Like, why is it staying there? Because it's been the case for a long time. Kibble's allowed. Reserved for prisoner. I guess because it was dropped in that room, or maybe it was dropped for them as food at some point. I mean, it doesn't rot. If we just keep a supply of kibble in there, will that work? To just keep feeding prisoners? Or do we change the prisoner rules? I actually don't know what the best way to do things is. So there's still not light in this room. I'm wondering about making a border of concrete around our base, too, on the outside. Can act as a bit of a fire break, plus our people can, walk around a little faster, and it would just look nice. So I'm kind of thinking we may do that. Yeah, reset the traps that the ostriches set off. More pants with infusions. Oh yeah, power conduit, that's fine. And radiation suits is done. Produce your own radiation suits at RIM Atomics machining table. Now, I don't know if we need to. And then we've got these two. Combat versions. Increased durability. Okay, so if we do this, so we got a 35% resistance to toxicity and radiation. These are also 35. They're really bad for social impact, probably because you're fully covered. I guess it doesn't list the defensive amounts. The mask as well. Like, I don't know if we should pre-make some of these. Let's pre-make one full suit. I don't know, in case of emergency, there needs to be a cleanup. I don't know what to expect from the RIM Atomics mod. I'm going into it semi-intentionally spoiler-free, just because it sounds like it could lead to a lot of fun. But man, it takes up a lot of space. It's definitely not a compact thing. Alright, furniture, ceiling lights. Okay, yeah, we're going to be able to do okay. Let's put one there. And one there, sort of max range from the doorway. It's a little hard to see if this is even. So that's a gap of 4 and then a light. So I'll do the same thing. A gap of 4 and then a light. No, it will be a little uneven. I think this might lead... I don't know. It'll be vaguely okay. Or maybe I should just put a bunch of wall lights in this place. Maybe I still will. Okay, the lighting looks even in here, which is the only thing that really mattered. They may or may not be spaced evenly, but you can't tell from the lighting. Cleaning bot is a go. Thank you. Disassembling some more flooring. Alright, research. Let's research nuclear power. You can see it like... Skilled research needs to prepare corruption first power reactor. Alright. Project initiated. Took a lot of silver. This is not cheap. But we do have some fairly decent industries going on. Alright, even though I'm probably going to end up ripping a bunch of this off later as I, like, build more buildings. Thank you for eating my input again. I really just want to concrete flooring the crap out of this. Give me a bit of a factorial kind of vibe to do this. So yeah, it's pretty dumb. Let's just admit it right away. Doing this like this is really dumb right now, except it'll look better. Therefore, maybe it's awesome? I don't know. I think everything in our base is done. That was done over here. I mean, there's some bare rock over here, I think. No, that's concrete. Yeah, I guess it's just the overhead mountain that's giving it shadow. Got some plants, agave and things in the way. A little bit of maintenance going on there. And we can connect these two buildings, maybe. Now, we still have those blast doors that were also developed. And like... Oh yeah, depleted uranium. We don't have any depleted uranium yet. Presumably, once we set up our reactor, we'll do that. Also, presumably there's going to be some way that gives us... plutonium, which was a thing. That's the whole thing. So there you go. Let's get that out of the way. Don't even know why there's some rocks there. Dig, 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 dig. Or, yeah, this is using a lot of steel, but we still have tons of steel in the hills. We have we have tons of steel still banked over here. It's mostly a question of sinking stupid amounts of time into a project that doesn't matter that much, but oh well. It will keep some of the dirt down as well. Because I don't know how the mechanic works, but it's definitely a thing where transitioning from, like, you know, like dirt, your feet get dirty and you, like, drag it in. So things are definitely a little cleaner. Or maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. Could be that too. But I mean, no, they've got the little, like, the welcome mat mods, which I think help with those sorts of things. There's all the dentures. Random advanced component. That's the fancy statue storage over here, I think. Yeah, I think so. Level up in plants. Yeah, lots of that going on. Cooking, I guess that was just a conversation. At some point, we might want to start smelting down the steel slag chunks just to save on some space. Even though we're not short on steel. That would be over here, right? Smithy? No, it's smelter, not smithy. Yeah, I've been there before. I get the two confused. We do not have a smelter at this time. What is this thing? Hey, the robotics components. Alright, we can't make any of those because we don't have anything but the most basic of these. I'm going to cancel those. And we'll just wait for some tech. Which we are getting next level robotics now. Yeah, see how nice this is going to look? Plus, technically, they do walk a little... I guess it's 100%. Yeah, okay. Which is still faster than a lot of the soil and things. So, our people will move around a little faster. Yeah, technically these are all areas that have to be cleaned now. Our little Roomba is going to be working really hard. Now, we can make higher tier cleaner bots. I don't know the difference between them. I'm assuming that just maybe they move faster and maybe have longer term batteries. Because it's not like you can be more skilled at cleaning. You know, some of the kitchen bots and things like that, I think the recipes they could do change based on their level. But with cleaning, I'm assuming they just move a lot faster, and that could be very valuable. I don't think upgrading the cleaning bots is going to be the priority. At least they can carry a lot of steel at once. step completed. All right, researching nuclear reactors. Next, we have to experiment with the research reactor. This is a high-risk job. Okay, end of the supernova. High risk. Has a chance for catastrophic failure. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I'm very curious to see how badly this will go. I like that there's 2 people working on it simultaneously, so is it like double the chance of failure? In 20 intellect, 13 intellect. I mean, should we just have the highest intellect person working on it? Is that a mechanic that we have to worry about? You know what? Let's not worry about it. Let's just leave it be. It's going to be fine. Oh, now that these walls are up, I don't know if we want venting in a place where there's radiation, although I don't think that they work that way. We'll set up a couple of vents here, and it's a big enough room. I'm going to go ahead and another pair of vents over there. Well, you know, getting some construction skill out of this too. Sure, that seems fine. You know what? It does look better. Like, you know, this is our base, truly. I'm actually tempted to concrete more over here, but I'm still wondering about maybe doing more farming out here, just because it is a place that we can do things. Hell, we might do more farming in here. I might strip out some of the concrete and then just replace it with that. At least with the mods we've got, we will get all the material back. Charging up. Yeah, we are hammering or hitting our power like pretty aggressively right here. Getting the nuclear power up and running, we can make use of more power, and especially with some of these these weapon systems, I think that is certainly going to be something that drains a lot of power. Advanced threat detection module, upgrade module for attacks when installed significantly increases the power usage, increasing its range and scanning power, making it possible to detect threats at much greater distance. Early warning system for potential attacks. Airborne attacks will leave little room for warning, and smaller groups of ground units will be hard to detect, but large ground-based fighting force will be easily detected. If all spotters made. So do we actually get like advanced notice of raids? That's interesting. There you go, flooring complete. Well, I say that. Hang on, we do need a little bit more. Thank you for eating my release mouse button input. That's a new one. Pause there. Yeah, we'll do that here. Just don't. We want to make sure there's no trees spawn on the other side and like block our ability to walk through there. Maybe I will concrete a little here. I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I don't think you stand on tiles to do work. So I think if we did something like this, I don't think anyone's gonna set off traps. Now I got a road leading into our base, which actually looks kind of nice. Well, maybe we'll do a bunch of like 2 tile-wide paths, sort of around. I mean, the pathfinding system will use it. People will use that to walk a little faster. Plus, it could look a little cool to have little roads all over. Oh, hey! Triceratops? Nice! Start taming them. I don't think we've got anyone with animal handling skill that's terribly huge. Got double passion on Tyler, but a 7. I mean, I guess we could just start taming random stuff. You're taming the boomlopes, okay. We could start taming random stuff just to grind up the skill. It's a possibility. Yeah, we have this extra stairwell room, potentially for vats. Not that we need any right now. Regrowing some stuff. Oh, and you're mining. It's like, what's the smoke coming from? Right, the deep drill. So yeah, with the plasteel and the uranium deep drilling, which is good. That uranium did get collected. Presumably we'll need some of that soon enough. Ryan and Sean, please try not to blow up the base. I have no idea what a nuclear accident looks like in this game. But I've watched Chernobyl, so I know that it can be pretty bad. Spoiler alert, nuclear meltdowns can be bad. Actually, that was an explosion of the core. Next step is to build a reactor core. Build the frame for the nuclear reactor core. Note that once the frame is complete, more work must be done to finish constructing the core. It is highly recommended that the core be built in a containment room to protect colonists during fuel transfer. Thickness of the wall and the HP of the material used determines how much radiation is absorbed. We advise leaving space around the core as the frequency of radiation damage also decreases over distance. Should just this whole thing be a giant core room? Okay. Reactor Type A is presumably... Oh, sarcophagus. Detain the molten core of a nuclear reactor undergone core melt incident. Oh, goody. Reinforce... Oh, that's depleted uranium again, which we don't have. So, yeah, reactor type. Let's do something like this. Let's double wall this. And an airlock. I mean, this is sort of double-walled over here. I have no idea what we actually need. But I'm going to do this. You know what? That'll look kind of dumb. It's the only reason I'm not doing it. So it's in its own room, which is going to be shielded in general. And then there's more stuff over here, things that may need to be close to the reactor. So presumably there'll be other types of reactors later on. Atomic thermal reactor core, 21 fuel assembly capacity. A reactor core contains fuel components where the nuclear reactions take place and the heat is generated. Do we need water pumps, or is that the water going to be implied? I mean, I know there's pipes. Well, there's deconstruct pipes. Presumably we'll be constructing pipes at some point. Robot, basic logic. So now if we go over here, yes, we can make the basic one over there, which allows tier 2 bots. It's still very far away from really fancy schmancy bots. It's okay, yeah, it doesn't take that long to build up. But then they're going to keep working on it, I guess, as a project. So that's probably stealth complete alpha. Right, excess stored. Power needed. So you need elite amount of power to start off. Set ID alpha. Auto scan. Scram. Oh, auto scram. Yeah, scram the reactor core when temperature reaches unsafe levels or solar flares detected. So that just shuts it down instantly. Right over here. So now it's building. Okay, now the work is happening. There you go. Oh yeah, because look, it's still definitely under process. So now the RIMWORLD normal construction phase has ended. Now it's the Rimtronics construction phase. Oh yeah. You get a real sense of depth over here. Power tools. Oh, this is excellent. Okay. I wonder if Android are susceptible to radiation, in which case they'd be the best people to work in there if they're not. ID. Do we want more than one? I mean, there might be some cycling of things and various stuff. Oh, we got a bunch of idlers. Really? Which means there's no cleaning to be done either, because that's a super base level job that's on there. I don't know. Some occasional idling is not the worst thing in the universe since we've got so many people. Well, actually, what that tells me is we should just go and trigger some mining. I don't think there'll be any collapses here. There we go. Something like that. Oh, and there we go. Haul those out of the way, and that out of the way, otherwise things will go slow. Okay. Stuff stored, power needed. I mean, uptime is 0, but yeah, I mean, it's not completed right now, so it's, I think, moot. Okay. So we don't get any sort of in-progress stuff over here. Oh, no, there's a little bar. There it is. Couldn't see it at first because of the stuff. Inspired. Oh, no longer inspired surgery. That's fine. I'm quite scared here as to what the heck is going to start happening. But so higher hit point walls are better at containing things. So I mean, maybe doing like marble walls, like stone. I'm assuming is more. No, 490. The steel is 560, so the steel is better. Step completed. Next, we have to build a turbine generator. Turbine requires large quantity of turbine blades. Can be manufactured at a Rimatomics machining table. Thor turbine. Needs 250 turbine blades. Turbine is driven by steam, produces electricity. Yes, makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll put you in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. And yeah, presumably, yeah, there'll be some piping, which you can't do yet. So over here, turbine blades. Now, are we making one? I think that was a 10. Yes, okay. So, and we need 250, so we need to do this 24 more times. There you go. I mean, if damage is a thing that could come up, I could just set it as a job of do until blah, although I don't think it'll pick it up, and I don't think I don't set do until 250. Mad Wild Beast Bull has gone mad. Or, that's a bit redundant. I think it was Mail has gone mad, but yeah. Let's get a slow people out here. Wow, that was fast. The Wildebeest. I think I said Wild Beast. Wildebeest. Major Burke risk on Flint. Yeah, still neutered. Sorry there, Flint. One day we'll get you. So at least they're not bringing the components there until the turbine blades are done. That's alright. Yeah, someone's going to be working on it. But it's hot right now. Temperatures are most okay. Yeah, we've got venting into here. Which it should be on its own closed cycle, but I don't think those two systems interact. So again, I'm going to say it's probably fine. In terms of efficiency, oh, flow efficiency isn't quite big enough. So that means we need more of these guys. Now, I think everything was powered up, but just in case, we'll run that. Some were grabbing from the bottom, but yeah, we'll extend it out there. Wildebeest Pelt Pants Masterwork. Nice! Okay, more turbine blades. So yeah, they're being told to just drop it on the floor, but they're carrying it over here as part of grabbing the next thing because of combinations of mods, which is really nice to have. Cleaning bot is resting. Go turbine blades. That was okay, right? Because I'd order up 24, so that's 240, and we built 10 before that. Yeah, sounds okay. Flint is still all whiny. If we can remove any roof first, that might be a good idea. But we can't remove the overhead mountain. But I think there's going to be enough support around that there's not going to be a roof collapse. I could build a support just in case. Let's go ahead and haul those out of the way. They look stupid and people are having to path around them, which does not feel good. So, I mean, I did research the weapon tech, but I didn't actually develop any weapons. But still, I think developing the power makes sense. So this is room for all the fuel rods, I guess. So we may have to construct those. I mean, at some point, presumably, we need to get uranium going on. What's the turbine, connect, cooling, power transformer, reactor control computer? And I can see why in their picture, not there, you know, they sort of have things separated here. But I'll probably put the reactor control in here, or I suppose I could put it in there. It's actually not a bad spot right there. Hindsight, maybe I would have moved it somewhere else, but... Infused Devil Strand button-down shirt. Nice. Prison camp. They have an advanced bioreactor. That does make a lot of sense. Ask us to rescue them, offer a reward worth... Nah. Prison camp. Now, that is actually kind of interesting. Presumably that would bring more people into our base. I don't know. Devil Strand gloves. Yeah, it's nice. We're getting our Devil Strand harvest kicking in. Feels really good. We might want to set It'd be a pain to micromanage. I was going to say, set separate jobs. One that, like, is any skill, but can't use Devil's Rand, and another one that is for very skilled people that does. But I'd have to double everything, so, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Are you... Oh, you're making radiation mask. Sorry, make the turbine blades first. I mean, you'll finish this job, I guess. Or maybe not. There you go. Back to turbine blades. Thank you. I guess you got some material. That might be the end of that. Yep, build complete. Making the turbine blades, so I can just remove that. Ah, there's the uranium fuel rods, which needs pellets. Mox fuel rods. Make pellets. Okay. I'm sure that will be a job that comes up next. We'll just wait before we start on it, but yeah. There we go. There's no way to know, again, how many pellets we get out of this, right? No, we know how much it requires. And I guess we know the fuel rods needs 100 pellets. So we could probably put a job here, do until X, where we're going to try to keep 100 of these around. Are these going to be radioactive? We may need to make a special stockpile for the fuel rods. I don't know if the pellets are radioactive. I think we'll start to hear the tick, tick, tick. I mean, everyone's been issued, theoretically, with radiation counters because of our earlier tech. So I think we'll get notified if there's some radiation going on. Step complete. Next, connect a reactor to turbine. Connect a reactor core to the turbine by constructing a steam pipe and a cold water pipe between them. Turbines are not dangerous and can be built outside of the shielded containment rooms, but must be indoors. Okay, which sounds like the way we want to go. There we go. Now we've got these pipes. So, steam pipe and a cold water pipe for the return. I don't know if that's actually a problem, but it looks stupid. So I'm going to do that instead. Presumably these are connected. I mean, that doesn't look like there's a specific outlet or anything. Open and closes connections between coolant pipes. Okay. Oh. Oh, more things unlocked. Storage pool. Storage pool for safely storing nuclear fuel rods. Oh. There was some sparkle. Oh, I think that may have been a level up. Step complete. Build one of the cooling systems and connect it to the turbine using coolant pipes. There are 3 available cooling systems. Water cooling requires rivers, large body of water. Cooling tower requires a lot of power and space must be placed outside. And radiators have the lowest cooling capacity but are smaller and cheaper to build and can be placed indoors. I guess we'll build a big cooling tower. Let me change this bill here so that from now on, always take it to the best stockpile. I changed my mind. Right now, it's probably just going to get stored over here. So, cooling. Large amounts of cooling. That's water cooling. Cooling tower. Large coolers provide large amount of cooling nuclear reactors. And then radiators. Recharge space are limited. I don't know. Let's just build a huge cooling tower. Oh, that is huge. Oh, it's that thing. We probably don't need it for a single reactor, is what I'm thinking, though. How much do we want to future-proof ourselves? Can't. Yeah, it won't line up with that door specifically. That's no good, and that's kind of awkward. I guess I'll do this. Maybe I will build this, and we'll be ready to expand and build more nuclear capacity going forward. I think that's fine. Needs large amount of power. So we're going to have to build more nuclear capacity just maybe to keep this powered up. Which, you know, kind of chicken and the eggy, but that's going to be okay. All right, build that, and then we'll get the cooling pipe. I think it goes to the turbine. Is that what it was saying? Yes. Maybe we want to build it on the other side then. Yeah. I think it wants to be connected to the turbine. So if we end up with like these buildings that are sort of similarly shaped or something like that, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it here. Leave a large sort of walkway open. We don't need that much space for things, but it kind of looks nice to me. So we have the steel, and it doesn't need that many components, which is nice. We are having a power shortage. That is bad to see. As we work on our nuclear material. It's fine. Yeah, there just are too many things draining too much power. Maybe we may actually have a problem kickstarting our nuclear reactor here. You're connected to the grid, yes. You're connected to the grid, yes. And we do have way excess power. A little power during the day. And wind going now. We're going to be all right. And we depleted that and everything. Some idlers, again, which presumably means all the mining is done. Wow. I don't know. Go to town, man. Here. Done. Takes a lot of work to construct this cooling tower. And then coolant pipes, coolant valves. I wonder if we need that. No, let's put a coolant valve there. Better to have it and not need it than the other things that Sandwise Gamgee has said. Command designate open close valve. Okay, I guess it's some missing localization. Oh, it's visible. Hopefully we can walk through there. Like, I'm getting, like, Factorio vibes where you can't walk through them unless you have to squeeze through. And done. Step completed. Next, build a power transformer. Build a power transformer and connect it to the turbine using a high voltage cable. Single current transformer convert up to 200 kilowatts of power from turbine into usable electricity. And I think a turbine does 100 kilowatts. Multiple transformers can be used to power different power grids. Power limit settings allow you to redistribute the power between power grids. Console loom. Wiring loom, transmitting signal to core and control console. Okay, we'll do that soon. But now, high voltage transformer. Stepping down the voltage using high voltage lines. Okay. I mean, I'm going to have it inside? I don't know. Well, it turns out this thing generates a ton of heat, and this thing's just going to be smoking hot this whole room. I mean, it's got climate control, but it's only going to do so much. Step complete. Next, build a reactor control computer. Reactor control computer connected to the nuclear reactor core using controller loom. This console can be used to control reactor cores. They can be paired with specific cores by assigning an ID, allowing you to chain connections from core to core. Sending a colonist to man the station to access the controls. Multiple controls can be opened at the same time. Okay, reactor console. And yeah, I'll put it here. A completely separate room. Because what we can do is we can expand this to have a bunch more little the reactor types, the reactors in here, and then another turbine maybe. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is. I don't know if it's one reactor to one turbine, but we'll see. And then yeah, the console loom, I guess, is going to go and do that. Feels like I should have like fire foam things. Tyler's going to histrionics. Neutered. You know, what would happen if someone went berserk and decided to smash this reactor? I don't know if there's any way to prevent that other than, you know, shoot a bullet to the head. Nuclear power complete. You're no longer limited to building one of each part of the reactor system. You can expand by adding more cores, turbines, and coolers, and perform research using Robotromus Research Bench to improve on the design. Okay, Alpha Alpha. Power needed. Grid, maintenance, temperature, control rods. Well, we haven't started producing control rods yet. So, I guess it's time. I think this could take up to 21. Let's see. This is 5 times 3, that's 15, and 6 more, 21. So, sure. Oops. 21 uranium fuel rods. Now, I'm assuming the storage pool is for spent rods. And probably should have its own enclosed space. Maybe double-walled again. Okay, hold on. That's going to be the inside. Let me just do that first. It'll be a little easier for me to visualize if I work the inside space. Keep a gap. I'm going to deconstruct that because this hallway will be fairly secured to things, still act as kind of an airlock. Furniture. Can I put it there? I think you can put over furniture. Yeah, I think that the icon was looking a little weird, but I think that does work. I'm going to wrap it in power, because why not? Climate. Probably one vent's going to be enough. I guess I have to wait for the walls to come up. Oh, and very important, of course, the floor. Metal tile this. Maybe I'll leave the concrete that's underneath there, because it won't actually be visible. Let's do that. I don't know if I need this right now, but we're going to build it. Better safe than sorry, right? Tyler's feeling very cranky. Climate. Suppose I could have two small air vents, but no, I'll just have the one big one. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, replacing the flooring here. Yeah, we're still getting some power glitches right now. Because we are definitely increasing our power requirements. I gotta put a cut in here. Without actually adding more power right now. So, it is a storage. Manage. Interesting. So yeah, I'll actually set this to... Well, I guess it's important. It's going to be fine. So fuel rods. Right? Fuel rods. Crack, not crack. Process, non-process. So this is going to be the higher priority. So rather than storing them wherever they were being stored, if we've built any yet. No, we haven't built any yet. We got a zut. That's not helping the power situation. I guess ins and outputs. And then, oh, this is going to automatically, like, probably move things. Not being histrionic, but then you've got your own break. We do have some light in here. Temperature control should be okay. All right. Well, seems fine to me. We may have to build a little bit more temporary power. Oh, new lovers. Fi and Morty! Comparing him to a wild spring. They are now, they want to sleep together, double bed. I think Fi. Yeah, Fi and Morty. There we go. Lovely. Because she's still greedy, so she wants the fancy bedroom. The impressive bedroom, which she's got. I mean, slightly impressive, but that's still good enough. Let's get another ceiling light in here. It'll look better and technically keep up the movement speed. But mostly it's about the looks. You are working on fuel rods. Our very first one is being worked on. Okay, well, we got to put a cut in here. We'll do that. But theoretically, with one rod, I think we can start our nuclear reactor. Won't produce much power because it won't produce much heat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it'll work, but we'll see. Folks, and yeah, the thing is, it's actively consuming power right now, but not producing any, which is kind of crap. All right, folks, thanks for watching. We're going to start things up next time. Bye-bye.